Hi everybody, want to do a quick update on a project I'm currently doing, which is dredging my pond. Okay, so first piece of advice right up front, don't get a pond. It's an absolute mess. This is what a pond looks like that has been completely neglected for 20 years and semi-neglected for about 15 years. Basically all the black matter that you see here is dried out muck. This is 300 cubic meters, roughly speaking, or over 10,000 cubic feet of muck, okay, from 1,000 square meter pond. So 1/3 of that pond was actually muck. Look at this. That's how high the muck is piled, and that is not the worst place. That is not the worst piece here. This area was much worse. Okay. So, couple of things. As you can see here, I've built myself a road coming in from dirt that I had delivered. Otherwise there was just no way I was going to get into the pond with an excavator. Just no way at all. I tried many things, and I bought expensive rams, which you can see there in the background, which you paid a lot of money for, but that is all a crutch. What you need to do is you need a road leading into the pond. There is really no other way. You need to get in and out safely, especially when it's wet. Okay, point number one. Point number two, even when you get rid of the muck, the stuff underneath will still be extremely wet. As you can see here, I'm leaving footmarks in this. And when you drive through it with the excavator, you leave deep marks in it. Some places are so squashy, I actually had to put boards down so that I wouldn't sink. Okay. So what you need is crane mats, and that method has been popularized by Let's Dig 18. Obviously I learned it from him on YouTube, and he's the grandmaster of dredging ponds with crane mats. So I took his concept and applied it to a much smaller scale, because I'm doing all this with my little 1.7 ton Sunwood excavator, which is a cute little machine. It's obviously very small. It's about the second smallest you can buy. There's a 0.8 one, but this is the second smallest you can buy, 1.7 tons. And I built me these crane mats. Okay, as you can see, it's 2 long boards at the outside and 1 shorter board at the inside, with like threaded rods, 16mm threaded rods, and stainless steel tube over it so as to protect the rods. Okay, so usually what you do is you grab it with the excavator and you hold it with the thumb, but sometimes, especially in deep mud, that just doesn't work. Okay, so what I did is I constructed this so that there is a place for a hook to grab the mat and put it from behind you to ahead of you. Okay, so that is good. The other thing with mats is when you're just traveling through the pond, it's okay to space them out. In other words, to leave like a foot in between them. As you can see here, well, you probably can't see, but you can see here, there is the next mat. But when you're working, it's actually pretty important that you have them like seam to seam to really maximize the pressure distribution. Okay, that's really important. I have 4 of those, and the excavator can stand on 3 of them. So I always have 1 behind me that I can grab and put in front of me. So that's the idea here. As you can see here, these mats are pretty small. They're actually 1.5 meters, which is what, 4 foot 9 inch or something like that. I'm improvising here. And they are, as you can see, there is not much space to the left and to the right. And that's a bit of a pain, really. I should have built them bigger, but then they also would have been heavier. So you need to really adapt this to the machine. This is what is called azobe wood, which is an African hardwood, which is probably one of the hardest woods you can get, absolutely rot free, even lying in the water. So they're pretty, they're good mats. Okay, they're a little bit small, but especially in a narrow space like this, you come to appreciate when you have smaller mats that are easier to navigate. Well, what can I say? There is a compromise. You have to think about this, okay? What else? Yeah, so the technique I'm employing, and full disclosure, I'm not a pro by any stretch of the imagination. I'm an amateur, okay? But what I'm doing is, because there is, let me see, you can see the gray stuff here, the light gray stuff, okay? That is clay. The black stuff is muck, and the gray stuff is clay. So I don't want to hurt the clay. So I have to be very, very careful to not over dig. So what I'm doing is, I'm taking my arm, pushing the muck out and building these little heaps, which I can then pick up with the bucket without hurting the clay. Now I do this like pulling in movement and try to smooth it out at the same time. Okay, so this looks like an absolute mess. Basically, what you do is you position yourselves on the mats, and then you do a circle around you. Let me go to the excavator so you can see better. You do a circle around you, and then you move one step forward. Okay. It is now dry. This year has been absolutely horrible. I've been trying to get in the pond since March, and we didn't have 4 dry days in a row, like literally. Okay, this is the first time. It's now August. This is the first time I can even think about driving into the pond, and I've made some good progress with my little machine, all considered. If you look at all those heaps that I already collected, right? So yeah, push out and bring it in, and heap it all up, and then come in later with a like maybe a dumper or a bigger excavator, and just bring it to the front, which is where my street is, where we just came from. Okay, and that is pretty much it. So as I said, 35 years of neglect. This is what you get. Absolutely amazing. Okay, so that's my quick update from the pond dredging. We have 2 more days of no rain, which I'm planning to make full use of. Today is Sunday, so I can't really do anything to the neighbors wanting their quiet. But tomorrow morning, nice and early, we'll be back at it. And I hope that at least until Tuesday I can get it all dredged and heaped up, and then maybe on Sunday call a buddy with a, or Saturday rather, next Saturday, call a buddy with a bigger excavator to just get it out of here, and hopefully find somebody who can use it for their garden or field. I mean, this is good dirt, guys. This is the most like fertile stuff that I have ever seen. Look at this. It's dry as a bone now, and still stuff grows on it like crazy. Look at that. So this is good dirt, right? It's pure dung. That's what it is, really. It's pure dung. But I don't want it. I want to get rid of it. So I need to find somebody to take it off me. And that was my quick update from the pond. Bye bye.